Happy Saturday morning makes, everybody. It's actually Saturday afternoon here in Seattle, and I am filming later in the day. My son graduated from high school last night, and I just wanted to take some time to relax and enjoy it, so I didn't start creating until late this afternoon, and I'm filming this around 5 o'clock. So this is my Saturday morning makes. I want to say that by next weekend, I'll have an announcement about the Facebook group. Jana of Jana Stamps, who's a longtime Saturday morning maker, has offered a Facebook group that she has for her channel, and she's going to add Saturday morning makes to it so that we can all post to a Facebook group and post all of our projects. So she's working with me on that, and I so appreciate her doing this. Jana, thank you so much. Jana is so wonderful, you guys. Anyway, her and I are working behind the scenes on that and trying to get some moderators together and stuff. And I hope to have links to the new group very shortly, either in this video, maybe not today, but soon, or in next Saturday's video. So just be ready for that. It's coming. And I so appreciate everybody's patience while we deal with the behind the scenes issues that need to be done. So I'm going to dive into my projects. I decided to do some Christmas projects, even though it's not quite July 1st. I'm starting Christmas in July a little bit early, mainly because I just felt like doing Christmas today. So I was actually going through some craft products and pulling things out yesterday, and it got me inspired to create. So I'm going to go through the products that I used, and the first one, of course, is the Peachy gingerbread dies. There's a 4 1/4 gingerbread, a 3-inch, and then a 1.75 inch. You can see I have a bunch of them made in here. And this also comes with the hair for both the boy and the girls. So this is PKSD 011. And of course, anytime you use a ginger, you need a face. So I use this PK 3000 Jill's Favorites assortment for all the different size faces. But there's a ton of different sets. I have, many sets in my stash now over the years that I've been doing this. I've shared many of them. If you go back and look at all of my Christmas tag videos, you can see lots of different faces that are available, okay? But any face that you like, whatever you want to use, is the one that you should use. This set, I made this set purposely to cover every single gingerbread die that I owned at the time. And I also did a Jill's Bigger Favorites set that has bigger faces for bigger gingers. So there's lots to choose from if you're interested in using this type of face. So this is the PK 3000 Jill's Favorites assortment from Peachy Stamps. And a big thank you to Kathy and Dave Jakopovich for all they do to make crafting so much fun. I also pulled out one of my favorite sets from Lili of the Valley, this Baked with Love tags. This is one, if you remember, that I had a little bit of a hand in asking for. I wanted some heart tags, similar to the Christmas tags, the standard tags that they had, but I wanted hearts. I love hearts, especially at Christmas. I think Christmas is all about sharing love and kindness. And I wanted some specifically for baking. And so this was the first baking themed set that they did. And they've done other sets since then, which they came out with a beautiful one last year, if you guys remember. So this is the Baked with Love tags. And I did use this one in my projects. And it has so many great sentiments, including this 5-cent gingerbread cookies, which is one of my favorites. I use this adorable measuring cup and measuring spoon set. I will say that this cuts out the center of the spoon, and I wish it didn't. I wish it was a solid and that there were 2 little circle dies to do the centers to go on top of the solid one, because it is hard to tape or glue the center in if you're not going to glue it against a tag base, which I don't. I want to use it free form, and I also want to have it dangle from things. So, everybody uses dies differently. That's just a personal preference, but it is a wonderful die set. And I'll show you more what I mean when I show you my projects. But this is called the Measuring Cup and Spoons die, and it's Frantic Stamper die 11004. Okay, and they have lots of wonderful baking themed dies. And then for my creative time, I use the tag die sets. I use this stitched tag. This is MCT D312, the tall tag frame dies that are stitched. They also have the ones that are just plain without the stitching. And then I also use the pretty scallop tall tag dies. So I created my tag with the scallop part and then the stitched part. Okay, so that's what I used for my tags. I use the smallest eyelet doily die. These are my Creative Times eyelet doily dies. And I use the smallest one again. And then you guys will remember, this was a set that I asked Emma to do last year. I wanted a spatula that we could stamp sentiments on, similar to the spatulas you see in the stores that either have little gingerbreads on them or they have a saying on them, etc. And so Emma came up with this beautiful set with all these wonderful sentiments, and this die, which you saw me make ornaments with last year, as well as using it in lots of projects. And I do have a reel over on my Instagram showing all the My Creative projects I did with the various products that they came out with last Christmas. So this is such a fun die set. And then I did use the bow dies. I used this little bow die here from my Creative Time, and that's MCT D310. I used one of my favorite paper pads from my Creative Time is this Gingerbread Kisses pad. It's got hot cocos. It's got gingerbread cookies with sprinkles. It has hot cocos you can cut out with a coordinating die set that Emma created. It has beautiful papers, gingerbread houses, and then all of these beautiful colors of gingham. So I just love this paper pad, and I did use that on my projects. And then I also used this Tim Holtz Ideology metallic paper pad, and I used some of the silver in here to make my measuring cups, okay? So that is what I used for that. And that is all of the products that I used, other than these little, I used some of these little gingerbread charms, and these look like this. And these are in the Amazon store. And I think I share these in a video that's going to come out in a few days. I pre-filmed some stuff today to go out. That'll come out later. And then I also pulled out my pins to use, and I was reminded to use these little safety pins by my friend Kelly in Idaho. Hello, Kelly. I want to say hello to everybody out there, all my friends. I'm so happy you guys are joining me to take a look at what I've been creating. So the first thing I did, if you remember last year, I made a little ornament using the spatulas, and I just did 2 ornaments together. And then on the spatulas last year, I put buttons on the back of the 2, and I put a little loop so that it could hang on the tree. And I thought it would be fun to do 3, 1 with a sentiment and then 2 with scenery on them. So this one has little gingers on it. Gingerbread cookies, and then this one has little peppermints, and then it says Very Merry Wishes, and it has frosting on this main center one. I added one of the little bow dies from her bow die set from My Creative Time. The spatula again is from her too, and then I attached with a little safety pin the little tiny gingerbread charm up here. And then I just glued the twine in place to create the hanger, and I put a little bow on the back. So, and you could definitely add the pattern papers to the back so that it's pretty all the way around. But usually my tree's so full of ornaments that they don't really spin, and I just put it on the tree and it just stays this way. So I don't usually fuss with the backs too much, but you do what you want, especially if you're going to sell them at a craft fair. I think it's fun to finish up the back side. It looks very professional then. So that's the ornament that I made, and it says Very Merry Wishes. And I hope I got close enough for you guys to see that. It turned out really cute. And I did edge all the edges with vintage photo distress ink too, just to give it a little bit of a rustic look. And then I'm going to bring in, I made some Christmas tags. So here's the first one. It has this Sweet Christmas heart tag on it from that Lily of the Valley stamp set. And it has one of the medium-sized ginger from the gingerbread set. And I didn't use the hair on this one. I used just a little swirl stamp for the hair, and then I just put glitter. So this is all done with white, stamping with white ink and then putting glitter glue over the top. And this is just one of the faces from a set that Kathy, I can't think which one this is. I think it might be the tiny scarecrow faces, because if you look really closely, it has a green and red Christmas candy corn for the nose. And then I used that adorable little measuring cup to hold 3 of the cute little Jingle All the Way spatulas from my creative time. So it's called Jingle All the Way, and it has the sentiments as well as the spatula die in it. And this is one of my favorite things right now. I just love making these tiny spatulas still. This came out last year and I got to use it a couple times, but I just wanted to go ahead and make some Christmas tags right off the bat, as well as a Christmas ornament. So there's the first one. And then I also did one like this where I incorporated the spoons, and you can see I had to tape that piece in place with just some Scotch tape on the back. I don't know if you can really see it. And then I stamped, I did my gingers on the back of a graham cracker box. And I always get a kick out of seeing the packaging on the back. Now, a lot of people wouldn't like that, but I find it charming. And I'm kind of old fashioned that way. I love reusing packaging. And I think the pop of blue on the back here is kind of cute. But if you didn't want that, you can die cut the packaging and then just use a lightweight piece of craft cardstock to make the back of your gingerbread by just die cutting it again. So it just depends on what you do. I like the thickness of the packaging, and a lot of times I will back them with craft cardstock if I'm going to use them as an actual tag. But since I have the tag here, I wasn't as worried about it, and I kind of like the pop of blue that's there. So just as personal preference, everybody likes different things. And I did have fun making this. I did the Baked with Love as the sentiment tag from Lili of the Valley. And on this one, I just did a green gingham, the beautiful paper that Emma made that has like sweet holiday wishes, hugs and candy, and then the little peppermints. And I love how this looks inside the little measuring cup. And the measuring cup got a little bit dinged up, but I think that's kind of realistic to life anyway. I have a really very battered metal measuring cup in my arsenal. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then I just took the little measuring spoons and popped them off of the gingerbread's arm as if he's holding them. So, and this is the middle-sized gingerbread, okay? So there's that one. And this one I used a gingham ribbon on. And this one, the ribbon, I love this ribbon. Someone gave me this, and it's a very rustic red with a craft sewn edge to it. I love that. It's so pretty. So there's that. And then the last one is very similar to the other two. This one also has 3, but I use the tiny ginger and pop the ginger inside the measuring cup. And I really am hoping someone will create in the American market a set of multiple sizes of cups from very small, because this little ginger could go in a really small one and make a tiny ornament for your tree. And it can also go in a middle-sized one, and then the bigger one you need for the bigger gingerbreads. So I'm hoping someone will do that. I've talked with Emma about it a little bit, so hopefully that'll be coming out. And I love how this turned out. I put the little doily die down at the bottom here just to make it look like it's sitting on a doily. I have a cute little gingerbread pattern paper in the background with the little sprinkles on it. And then the 3 spatulas, one which says dashing through the dough. And I love how these look, these 2 with frosting on them. And then I just tied on this really cute wired striped ribbon, and I curly cued it up. I added this ribbon, which is an old Stampin' Up! Ribbon that I got on clearance. And then I did a little tag that says Yummy from Lili of the Valley. So those are all the tags, you guys, that I made today. I got 4 items made in a couple hours, and I was so excited. I was doing so much die cutting to do all those spatulas. And I was lucky enough to already have the gingers pre-made, which shortened down some of the die cutting. But these just turn out so cute. I love the shine of the metallic paper for the measuring cup, but you could also do it out of craft or anything else that you wanted. There's so many different styles of measuring cups on the market. And then, of course, how fun to make these little ornaments for your tree, for craft shows. I just think they're adorable, and they come together so quickly. So that is all I wanted to share with you for my Saturday morning makes. I've seen a couple of videos out this morning that you guys had done. I think Marilyn G posted early. I'm trying to remember who else. Oh, Jen. Jen did a beautiful gingerbread album. So go over to Strawberry Cream 39 if you haven't been yet. She did a beautiful gingerbread album this weekend, and I just loved it. Oh my goodness, so many cute details. Thanks for sharing that, Jen. And I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody else has posted. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit tired this weekend. It really hectic week with graduation. So I'm probably going to take it easy a little bit, but I will be watching things things throughout the week, hopefully. But there is a My Creative Time release this coming Friday, so I'm also getting ready for that. I can only do so much, but I sure love seeing what everybody's creating. So I send my blessings out to all of you, especially those that are going through difficult things. This life isn't easy, so you got to take some time to feed your soul. And that for me is paper crafting. But whatever it is for you, whether it's a beach walk or maybe going to see a waterfall or playing in your garden, whatever brings your soul joy, I hope you have some time this weekend to do that. Blessings and hugs. And again, I'll post information about the Facebook group in the drop-down menu as soon as I have it, or on next week's Saturday Morning Makes video. We should definitely have it squared away by then if all goes according to plan. And again, thank you to Jana. Thank you to all who are tuning in, everybody that leaves me comments, from Lorraine, Gina. There's so many of you, Patty, Nettie, Martha. There's so many of you that are faithful in leaving comments and visiting my channel. And Kim, I appreciate every single one of you that leaves, a comment each time. Mary Mickelson, I send my love out to you and your husband. My friend Susan, I send my love out to you and your family. Annette, Rhonda, there's so many of you going through things. So all my love. Hello to P, hello to Elise, Rhonda, all my friends in the UK, all my friends in Ireland, Australia, across the globe. We're so glad when you join us for Saturday Morning Makes. To Katie Ann and anyone else who is new to Saturday Morning Makes, we're so happy you're here. If we haven't seen your videos and you're new, please make sure to leave a comment on this video so that I can find you, and be sure to tell me you're new. Running a channel of over 9,000 subscribers is a very busy thing. I do the very best I can to get to everybody. But if I miss you, please just leave me a comment, because I want to see what you're doing, okay? I love sharing heart in this community. Blessings and hugs. Bye now.